The new Roblox Halloween event, The Haunt, has officially started. I did try it for myself yesterday. I haven't properly gone into it yet, but I have done like the voting side of things, which if you haven't started this event or even looked at it just yet, when I say the voting thing, you are going to be so unbelievably confused, and believe me, I was also just as confused when I saw people talking about voting in this event. And I'm not gonna lie, my initial reaction when I entered the game for the first time, I was so happy with the way that this was turning out. I mean, initially I was kind of apprehensive, I guess, about the fact that it wasn't really an event as such, and especially not in the same way as the rest of the events that they have given us so far. But after like 20 minutes of going around the game and getting used to the concept of the way that this event is working, I kind of got used to it, and I even said that I liked this one more than the rest of the events until I opened Twitter and saw how badly Roblox had messed this up outside of things and with the developers of the games that they specifically chose to be in the event. So first of all, I want to show you this image right here. This is actually inside of Pressure, one of the games in the event. It's just a little text box telling you welcome to the Haunt event, and I'm not gonna lie, this didn't seem so bad until I reached the end of it and they literally apologized for this being the entire event. Welcome to our Haunt event entry. Use the settings in the top left corner to adjust the scenery to your liking, audio, atmosphere, music, and crowds. Use the shop menu at the bottom of the screen to design a costume, then take a picture using the Roblox capture tool. You will then be able to submit that costume into the Haunt costume contest once it goes live later today. And here right at the bottom, this last little statement, this line is exactly what I was talking about. They said, "We made the entire graveyard for nothing. This is the event. Sorry." So the graveyard is what the developers of Pressure have been working on for apparently a month at this point, just for the event, and the entire area, all of the new enemies, looks absolutely incredible. So even though it can no longer be in the Haunt, and I'll tell you why in just a second, you should absolutely go play the game for this update. Just in general, it's so well made, and I just really don't want the effort of these developers to be going to waste more than it already has been, simply for the fact that they confirmed themselves Roblox did not tell them anything about what they were supposed to be doing as a game that was chosen to be in the event. They didn't tell them anything. They didn't say what they would need to be doing. They didn't say anything about what the event would be, how it would work, anything like that. They simply chose them to be in the event and left it at that. I feel really bad for the Pressure developers making a whole new level in a month, expecting an event similar to the prior ones, and instead Roblox decides to make it a costume contest. My expectations for the Haunt were low. I would say the same. I've been saying this whole time since we found out that the Haunt was going to happen that the only reason I would try this event is because it was Halloween. Literally one of my favorite things, but I didn't even participate in the games. The last event before this one, I didn't even try it, and that is simply because the Hunt and the Classic were just so disappointing, so underwhelming, and the Haunt was looking really good for about 20 minutes until, like I said, I opened Twitter and saw all of this going on. It's seriously lame as hell Roblox forced Pressure's developers to turn their event into a costume contest instead of letting their main event be the actual attraction. I get there was a lot of moving pieces and things had to come together quickly, but it's quite disrespectful. At least it's still playable. I hope word spreads about how to actually play the event proper. You just have to skip the prompt shown at the beginning of the game and follow the red line. You won't get any credit for playing it, but it's super well made and I would highly recommend. Me too, that is exactly what I was trying to say. As much as the effort and the time put into what the developers thought was going to be an update for the event has already been wasted because of Roblox, maybe we can just play the update anyway to make them feel a little bit better. I really don't know how to fix this situation, and it's nothing to do with us. This is entirely Roblox's fault. So the developer for Pressure Thresher did reply to that and said, just, you know, for your information, we weren't forced to do anything. We were simply not told anything about the contest when we were first asked to participate. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like being forced to stop making your update for the event like halfway through making it would probably even have been a little bit better than simply not being told anything from the beginning. That is so much worse. But they said, we made the thing thinking it would be another developer hunt like the last few times, only learning that it wasn't necessary when we were already 90% complete and that we had basically wasted the entire month making the place. Roblox never tested the game and likely never saw the game mode to begin with. We didn't opt out because we had done all of this work already, and we decided to simply reuse the area for a cool screenshot place. We could have opted out, but I was too stubborn to do so after all the work we had put in. See, another thing is, you just cannot blame them for immediately assuming that it was going to be like the rest of the events, because ever since Roblox like announced that events would be coming back, and now the 3 events that we have had since events kind of came back, they have all been and all worked in exactly the same way. Or I think the games probably were pretty similar. I didn't participate, but the hunt and the classic at the very least were exactly the same thing. So how can you blame these people, especially when they weren't told anything for some reason, for just assuming that it was going to also work the same? Because why would Roblox suddenly turn an event into a contest, a costume contest, a competition where the only thing that we have to do is take a picture of our avatars in a game every day and then vote for other people's avatars, and that's it? Like, why would you even ask these games to be in the event when that is the entirety of the event if we're just taking pictures of ourselves? What would the games even need to do? Why would the games even need to be in the event if they have nothing to do with it in that sense? At the end of this thread, they did say, I don't think Roblox would want us in future events since we've been very vocal about our disappointment from the lack of communication on their part, but we would gladly participate in any future events they'd host as long as we are informed about what they actually are. I think the events have the chance to be good as long as Roblox actually communicates with the people who they invite to participate. Do you know how insane that is, to think about the fact that Roblox might just never ask them to be in another event because they were disappointed from the fact that Roblox didn't tell them anything? Like, I cannot wrap my head around the fact that Roblox did this. I just cannot comprehend any kind of reasoning as to why Roblox would host their own entire event, invite games from all over the platform to be in that event, and then don't tell them a single thing, especially when they were changing the concept of the event so drastically. Because I feel like if these games get invited to, what is this, the 4th event since Roblox started doing events again, they are just going to immediately assume that it's going to be the same as the rest of them. And especially when Roblox doesn't tell them anything, if they don't get told anything, you would think, okay, let's get to work, it's going to be the same as the rest of them. Because if there was anything that they would need to know, surely Roblox would tell them, but they didn't, and that is the problem here. It's so disappointing to see this happen, especially when developers put all of this time, all of this effort into what some of them thought was going to be their first time in a Roblox event, when, like I said, it really just comes down to, we need to enter the game, take a picture of our avatar in the game, hope that we get voted for, leave the game. That's literally it. We don't even need to play the game this time, and that's kind of really weird, to invite games to be in an event where the only reason that people are going to be joining your game is to take a picture and then leave. Why would they do that? So yeah, I take back saying that this is going to be my favorite event. It's definitely not. I mean, it could have been, but the way that they have treated the developers, definitely not. Absolutely not. There is no chance. So please, the comments is the place to go. Tell me what you guys think about Roblox messing up the Haunt event and not telling the developers what they would need to do. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.